What's up, everybody?
Hey,
What's up?
All right, so this is our Sunday, bi-weekly Sunday pod, ladies' night. I'm on here just for the intro. This is all about the ladies. So how y'all day been?
I mean, it's been good. It's been good. A lazy Sunday.
Sunday is
Okay.
Sunday.
A productive Sunday.
Hey.
Oh, for real?
Mhm.
Damn, what the hell you did?
Right.
Cook, clean, prepare for the week. That's productive for me.
Oh,
That
you
sounds
do
productive to me.
you do that prep cooking shit, like prep cook all like prep meal. What you call it? Prep meals all week type thing.
Yep, I made vegetarian lasagna, and then I made
You make
smothered
good shit.
turkey wings with gravy
Damn.
and biscuits.
Where you from? The country?
New York City.
Ooh.
Oh, you guys must came down here when you was 5.
No, I'm from New York, Brooklyn, New York, and then Long Island.
Oh, you live there now?
No, I live in Florida now, but I'm from New York City
When did you move south?
for college. So yeah, it's all New York.
18, 17?
Mom, I'm on this live.
Yeah,
Oh, damn.
we learn how to cook in New York.
My bad. My bad. Okay. All right. Did you learn how to cook before you came down here, or you learned how to cook after you got down here?
That was a prerequisite to be my mother's child. Learn how to cook.
Your mama from the south.
No, she's from New York City also.
Okay. All right. And how you pronounce the name? Quashir?
Quashir, yeah.
Oh, Quashir.
Quashia. So everyone, Quashia is my cousin-in-law, married to my cousin, and she's amazing. I love her, and I've been telling her about the podcast, and she was so kind to come on with us this evening. So thank you so much, Quashia. Lovely, beautiful as always, and you're absolutely going to provide some great insight to the show. And then we have the lovely, amazing Miss T. What up?
What up, baby? What's going on? Thank you for the invite. I appreciate it. I'm excited about tonight's show, so I can't wait to get it popping.
T. You got your shit together yet? Like I don't know.
Yeah,
Your whole body just fell just now. You just
the light
what
went
happened.
off. The light switch went off, and I had to get it back together.
Oh, we thought somebody coming to snatch your ass up. We was about to call 911.
Listen, at least somebody gonna care about me. Gonna call somebody for me, man. And I'm scared of the dark too.
Oh damn! How old are you again?
Disappear real quick. I'll be 43 next Sunday.
And you
Oh,
still
you look good.
You still
Thank
scared?
you.
Okay.
Big 43.
All right. So I'm out.
All right. So
That
everyone,
look good.
tonight is going to be a freestyle type of night. We have a couple of topics and stories that we're going to be presenting and talking about. And so I hope you guys enjoy. We're just going to lay it out there. So we're going to put up the pictures, talk about the stories, and go from there. So I hope you guys comment. Let us know how you feel about some of the topics we found for this week. So I called it Triggering Sunday. So things that I saw that trigger any type of emotion for me, if it was emotional, if it was funny, if it was controversial, those are things that we're going to, couple of topics that we're going to talk about tonight. So let's go. All right, T. So this was your topic. Tell us about this, T.
I'm just so disturbed. I'm so disturbed by this topic. I remember when I called you and told you, the first thing I said was, white people just embarrass me sometimes. They do. I don't get it. Like, who the hell breastfeeds a cat? I don't.
Someone who wants to feed it?
Look, I guess she thought it was a baby because it was hairless. I don't know. Maybe she didn't think it was a cat because it didn't have no fur on it. I don't know what.
Tell us about the story. Because you read it. We all read it. But tell us what the story is about so everybody knows.
She got caught on Delta Airlines, literally in her breastfeeding the cat, and she wouldn't stop. Like they tried to get, she would not stop breastfeeding this cat, and it was a hairless cat, and I don't know. I can't wrap my brain around it. What makes somebody want to breastfeed a cat?
Maybe she thought that was her baby. She,
that's
maybe
what
she
I'm
had some
saying,
type
because
of
it was
psychological issues or
yeah,
something.
but still, that's why I said maybe it was a baby because it didn't have no fur on it. I don't know. I was trying to. There's no reasoning behind that for me. I don't get it. I was just really disturbed.
Crush, were you
disturbed by
triggered?
that.
You were
Look
triggered.
at her.
I was triggered.
Her mouth still open by
Well,
it.
I just feel bad for the cat, because for breast milk, every animal's component of breast milk is totally different per that species. So she thinks she's helping this cat, but she's not. She's actually giving it is deficient in nutrients. I used to be a breastfeeding counselor a long time ago. So it's deficient in nutrients. Like, you can't do that. You can't cross species breastfeed unless, like, there are some animals who can, but humans and cats, that doesn't mix. So that's right. Not gonna work.
Yes.
Yeah. What do you think about it?
That's nasty as fuck. Excuse my language. Excuse my French.
Oh my
like
God.
Not only, and not like, I mean, breastfeeding is a beautiful thing when it's another, like if it was another cat breastfeeding a cat, it's another human. That's fine. But we are on a public transportation. We are on a Delta flight, and you are breastfeeding a cat. Not to mention a naked cat, a hairless cat.
That's not cute.
Imagine.
I mean, she just said, whipped it out and just, I mean, the cat looked fully grown too. It wasn't a kitten at that.
Oh, that's just weird.
So I don't know maybe something happened to a child of hers, and she just, I don't know, trying to make that connection. I don't know. I mean, I couldn't even think of reasons why that would be okay, or she could do that.
That connection is called therapy. That is what you.
Yeah, very much so.
Therapy helps. Therapy is going to help her. But so it's a general consensus that's nasty. And from a ex-breastfeeding consultant, that is not healthy for the cat either.
Man.
Okay, that's not something that's healthy for the cat. So we're going to go on to the next topics and cut that one, because we have Rebecca and Kyle on this comment saying that is nasty. All right, so this particular post triggered me a little bit. So it says by Miss Rita Wright, if a friend is venting to you about a situation, specifically about relationship stuff, the most disrespectful thing you can say to them is, couldn't be me. You calling them dumb to their face when they're trying to get something off of their chest. That's why people be hurting by themselves, because who wants judgment? I just hate seeing posts like this. Anywho, happy Saturday. Child. Couldn't be me. Couldn't be me.
Let's talk about the ones that say it couldn't be me, 9 times out of 10, that's them.
It was them, right?
It's still them. And I mean, the ones that give the best advice don't take their own advice, and I'm guilty of that as well. But I mean, that is very disrespectful.
Kwasher, have you ever found yourself talking to somebody, venting, or just trying to get something off of your chest, and they say it couldn't be me?
Not couldn't be me, but that's like a younger people type of thing. So in your 20s, maybe you tell your friends a lot of personal, intimate things, and then if you keep telling them certain things that are a little too intimate, and they feel like they have a say in your life, they're gonna make those critiques and opinions. So my thing is this: I'm older now. I be like, I'm not telling y'all nothing. Mind your business. Everything is all good. If I need to vent about like my love life, it'll be with specific people who are similar to myself, who can give me some true insight, not just someone who's going to be like, yeah, girl, girl, not me, girl. No, I don't need that. I don't want that.
Same thing. I think when you say couldn't be me, I agree with you, Crusher. I really truly do. And I do feel like couldn't be me is very disrespectful. It is like definitely calling somebody dumb to their face. To T's point, perfect. Thank you. To T's point, like you look like when people are venting, and you want to feel like you're being connected to someone, like they say couldn't be me when they're sitting there doing the same things. They're doing the same thing. So they're trying to deflect their situation onto you. And really, when somebody says it couldn't be me, that's not really your friend. So Rebecca says, when a friend is venting, I just listen, but I'm definitely saying it couldn't be me in my head.
But that's different. That's in your head, and that's okay. It's okay not to agree in your head. It's another thing to be like, that couldn't be me in front of their face, because that, what kind of, like, that's not a real friend. You know, real
That's
friend.
not a real
But I think too, it depends on the level, the level of your friendship. Like if I'm just kind of cool, somebody calls me, I'm gonna be like, I'm just gonna listen. But if I'm truly your friend, I'm gonna say it couldn't be me, or it has been me, or I'm doing this right now. I'm gonna agree. I'm just gonna speak. But I think a lot of it has to do with your level of friendship and the connection that you have with that person. Because just because you know somebody, everybody you know is not your friend.
Listen,
You know,
come on,
Very
preach
true.
that. I've learned that the hard way this year.
I'm an open book, and if I fuck with you and I trust you, like I spill it, because I'm not ashamed of nothing I've been through or anything like that. We're human. We make mistakes. I've been dumb. I'm dumb right now. Doing dumb stuff, but everybody needs that one person that, even though they say it couldn't be me, that they know deep down in their heart, like this person has my back, my best interest, and I can call and vent. They're gonna tell me their opinion, but they tell me that and they're honest with me because they truly care about me, they love me, and they got my back.
But they're gonna say with love. They're not gonna say it couldn't be mean to stop right there and end the conversation.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, they're gonna say with love and give you some type of insight and like try to figure out a way to either connect with you or help you, not just say couldn't be me, girl. And you're like,
I think most of the time we don't want it to be us. We don't want it to be us, but truth is, it is.
It probably is. It probably is.
9 times out of 10.
So let's talk about those fake friends. Ooh. Like, have you ever been in a situation where you found out that you had a friend that you thought was your friend, but when it came down to it, they weren't really your friend? How did you how did you work that out?
Early college years, when you're still young and figuring things out and meeting people, like getting to know people. And that's when you interact with a lot of people who are, in my personal opinion, who are like that, because you really are trying to connect. You're so young, you're a teenager or a young adult. You're trying to connect with as many people as you can, that you're figuring yourself out as you're supposed to. So unfortunately, as you're figuring yourself out, you figure out what you don't like. And all because not everyone's a fake friend. It's just some people really don't mesh well. And you learn that only after getting to know them. And you're like, oh, I really don't like this chick. Like, this is not a person who I would normally hang out with. I don't like their morals. I don't like how they get down. But you only will learn that after you start really rocking with them. And you'd be like, nah, I'm straight. Like, I don't want to be around you.
T, do you find it hard to make friends and when you're like your older age in life? Because you said you're 40, right?
No, I'll be 43. 43.
43. Girl, you look good. And we've been friends for a while, and I swear I thought you was getting ready to turn 40, honey. So fine self. White don't crack on you, sis.
Oh my God. Coming from like when I was younger, just because I'm such a people person and being in athletics, and I had a lot of friends, or a lot of people I hung around with, and I think when I was younger, I needed to be around a lot of people. But as I've gotten older, I love being around myself. Like, I have a couple people, like friends, that we might not talk every day. We might text and they might not respond. I don't get upset, but you pick right back off where you left off. And it's no hard feelings, because the older we get, life is real. Look, life is real. Like, I don't have any kids or anything, but I deal with myself, and I stay busy dealing with myself. So I couldn't imagine having anybody else to be responsible for. But I think people don't realize that people have real life situations, go through real life stuff. And so people are quick nowadays. Oh, you didn't text me back, so I'm not talking to you no more. But you don't know what I was just going through, why I didn't text you back. And I think in today's society, people are just selfish. They're selfish, and they only think about me. And they don't think like nobody else can go through real life situations but them. And I think that's the sad part. And then communication, even as I'm older, communication between adults sucks. They don't know how to communicate,
Yeah.
you know.
So
And so it's different from the 20s and the I thought the older I got, life would be simple. Girl, it's just as much drama in your 40s as it was in your 20s.
oh my goodness.
Not me.
Man,
Listen,
you wouldn't think
listen,
so, but it is.
I'm trying to have peace in my 40s. I just met a young lady. I've known her for a couple of, probably like 2 years now, but we never really connected. We just said hi and bye. But now we're trying to like develop a friendship. And right now, just being friends with the same sex is like building a relationship also. It's like, how do we vibe? Do we rock with each other? And when you get this far in age, it's like you don't want any fake people around you. Like, accept me for who I am. I'm gonna accept you for who you are. It's gonna be what it is. Don't call me and blow my phone up. Don't expect me to be there 24 hours a day like you were with your friends when you were younger. And when we connect, let's just make sure that we have those moments and we go our own separate ways. And T, I feel you when sometimes life happens. Like life is just a thing. Being a single mom, working full time, trying to start my own business, going to school and working on my master's. If it takes me a day to text you back, my bad. But I need those type of friends that are understanding. And a relationship is nothing but give and take as well, regardless if it's a friendship or not. But I do think it's difficult to build friendships and this a latter part of life. So I am honored and blessed to call both of you two my friends.
Yeah.
So
I love you, girl.
I keep my circle small, but the people that are in my life right now, these are people that I want to stay in my life. I don't want any fake people. These are the people that I want to be there no matter what. So we can move on to that next topic.
I agree.
Someone with physical health struggles and someone with mental health struggles. And so you can see on the top picture, it's like people that have physical health struggles. They are surrounded by love. They're in the hospital. They're surrounded by people that care about them and love them. But when you're going through those mental health struggles, and everybody's been through it, regardless if they want to admit it or not, you kind of suffer alone. So, so this was a triggering picture for me as well, because when you're going through those mental health struggles, it's like you're ashamed, you're embarrassed. You don't want people to know what's going on. You don't want people to judge you. We talk about that friend that said couldn't be me. If those are the things that people say, then how do you express how you're feeling without, feeling ashamed or out feeling like somebody's going to judge you? And so I think that, society needs to embrace mental illness, especially in the African-American community. They need to embrace counseling. They need to embrace, being there and understanding that, depression, anxiety, eating disorders, those are all mental struggles that you need support to get through. And just like you have people that are there in the hospital with you when you're going through some type of physical ailment, you absolutely need somebody there with you when you are struggling through those mental issues, those mental diseases, because this is a disease as well. And so that's just how I feel about that. I think that is an accurate depiction of how society views mental illnesses versus physical illnesses. And we all have got to do a better job checking on our strong friends, because our strong friends may not always be as strong as they appear.
I agree. I think when people are in the hospital, you see, like, you might see they might have had a surgery, so you might see a scar, or they might need some fluid, so you see the IV stuck to them, or just whatever. But when you're going through those mental health crises, you don't get hospitalized, because you're feeling sad or depressed. So people, they see you on the outside, because people that are sad or depressed, those are the ones that always smile. Those are the ones that always call the next person and say, hey, are you okay? When they're suffering and struggling and feel like they're dying inside, those 9 times out of 10, those are the ones that are struggling the most, that are checking on everybody else. Like you said, check on your strong friends. But I think when people are in the hospital, you technically can see something's wrong, but that mental health, you can't, they don't depict anything to see that, hey, something's wrong with my friend. It's not like you fall down and you got a scrape and you just put a Band-Aid on it, so mental health stuff, you don't physically see that. And I think that's the hardest part. People are like, oh, you're okay, you're fine.
I kind of agree with the image, but they kind of don't, because I think there's a fine line between being someone who's assisting and being a part of someone and being a friend and being like a pseudo therapist for someone. I feel like we got to be careful when someone's going through a real mental health concern. Like the best supportive friend is going to tell that person to seek professional help. So I kind of feel like if the person's going through a mental health crisis and they're relying strictly and solely on their friends and they're not getting any professional assistance, then eventually what they become is a burden to their friends, and they start to like emotionally vomit on the people who are around them, instead of course reaching out to your friends and getting that support, but then also getting the assistance. The problem with the image that I have was that the person in the beds in the hospital getting assistance, the person by themselves in the other image. So the question is, no, don't be by yourself, but you can't only be with your friends and your family. You have to reach out for professional guidance and assistance if you're going through a mental health crisis. You cannot only reach out to your friends, because they'll be there in the beginning, but eventually, if you do not get professional help, they're going to want to distance themselves from you, because they're going to say, hey, you're a little, you can become toxic. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So you gotta be careful.
I don't think necessarily toxic. I think a lot of times when it comes overbearing, people don't know what else to say or do no more. Once they say what they had to say, they're like, what else can I say? What else can I do? But just from my own personal experience, going through the things I went through and some things I went through in life and being in the military and deploying, I was in denial about my own mental health status. And I finally said, you know what? I'm not okay. I want to be the best version of myself. And when I finally went to seek help, I'm living my best life. And I tell people all the time, it's okay. It's okay. The first step is just saying, hey, something's not right. I'm not okay. You can't go through life like that, because you're only hurting yourself. You're putting so many scars on your body, and there's not enough band-aids for them. You have to live your best life, be the best version of yourself, but you have to accept it as well. Until you accept it, you're going to be miserable for the rest of your life.
See, I agree with you. I agree with you, Crusher. I agree with you. I'm going to piggyback and circle back around to what Crusher said. Sometimes people don't think about what other people have going on in their lives. So you are emotionally dump onto someone over and over and over again, and then they're not listening and they're not getting the help. At what point in time do you say, yo, like, you don't even know what I have got going on in my life? And I know sometimes when I'm feeling down and I reach out to my friends, sometimes I have to text them and be like, hey, what's going on with you? Like, do you have the emotional capacity to deal with my emotions today? Because you never know what other people are going through. And Rebecca made a good point. She said, I'm not Ayana fix my life. She said, I am not. And sometimes we fall into that category. Sometimes we have friends that fall into that category where they're always the one that's being unloaded on, and then they don't have anyone to unload on. And so, Rebecca says, because I'm a lot of people's shoulder, I don't have to take breaks so people don't dump on me. I have to take breaks so people don't dump on me. That's important. That is important, Rebecca. That's a good point.
I'll say this. I personally feel that everyone at some moment in time in their life should get professional counseling. Like I've gone like twice now, not like 2 times, but 2 different instances. It's helpful. Like sometimes, as you were saying, T, you be looking at yourself like, I don't see myself. Something is missing. I'm not seeing myself. I'm not connecting with myself anymore. I'm not happy. Well, you don't know why you're not happy. You'd be like, I don't know, I'm not happy, but I want to figure this out. Or I'm angry. And anger is a secondary emotion. So you'd be like, why am I so angry? Why am I so upset? This normally wouldn't upset me. So I think it's important for everyone at some moment in time just to do a mental health check-in. You don't gotta be long 3-4 year sessions. It can be like 2 months, a couple of sessions, just to do a check. Like, oh, okay, I'm doing good. Like I'm on track. And if you're not on track, then you figure out how to get back on track, because you're right. No one, I don't care if your mama, your sister, your brother, your husband, your wife, cousin, best friend for 30-40 years, eventually everyone's going to be like, you need to get some help.
Yeah, most definitely. And crying, to me, you know, people think just crying is the form of sign of depression. Anger is. There's so many different elements that you know go into being into depression and being depressed and stuff like that. And you don't realize it, but I'm telling you, man, I tell people all the time, I promise you, it helps. You know, I'm not ashamed of it. You know, I tell people, look, this is the happiest I've been within myself in a very long time. And at this point in my life, you know, because you're older, everybody wants to be the best version of themselves and live the best life for as long as we're here. We're not here for a long time, but we're here for a good time, you know. And I think I tell people all the time, fuck what other people say. It don't matter if you're depressed, if you're happy, you get sad, if you got a new job, what I mean, somebody's always gonna have something to say, or they're gonna think something of you. Stop worrying about what other people say or think. Do it for you. I'm telling you, I tell people, man, I'm telling you, it is the best thing I've ever done in my entire life. And I'll tell people until the day I take my last breath, it's okay. You know, so.
All right.
I was seeing what Rebecca Green said. Also, if I'm the one people go to, who do I go to? You go to a professional. You go to a professional. It's okay to spend that money on someone to do a mental health check on you. We buy new shoes, we buy new bags, we buy new clothes.
Yes, man.
This outfit don't fit no more. I gotta get my hair done. We do all that stuff every day.
Self-care.
Right. Twice a month or once a month, 4 times a month, even one, whatever. You do a professional. You get someone professional who can help you work out them cobwebs and figure out why them spiders going kind of wonky.
I feel you. So basically, Crashier, if you're the one that's always getting dumped on, go get you some help.
Yeah. And learn how to, and have that person who you're talking to teach you how to say no.
Oh, yes.
In a nice way. Like, you don't got to cuss them out, but have that, if you have a boundary issue with people, have that mental health professional teach you how to say, hold up, that's a little too much. We're going to have to put that back in the box because I'm not your mental health therapist. I'm your friend, or I'm your sister, or I'm your lover, but I'm not your professional. So, you know what I mean? Like, you gotta be careful with that.
All right. So see a therapist, and it'll be the best thing that happens to yourself in your life. Set boundaries, and make sure that if you do have mental health issues, phone a friend and get some help, get some therapy.
Call me. I promise I'll listen and help
you. Y'all don't call T, honey. No, I'm just joking. What's the next topic, Merv? Oh, yes. Crashier, you want to read that one?
If you are dating someone, try and find out how that person was raised. A lot of people weren't raised in love. They were raised on survival. That's why you see so many men/women not being able to love properly, hurting people. You'll find a lot of good-looking people damaged inside because of their past, and you won't realize how damaged they are until you try to love them. If you think a person's past doesn't affect how they see life, then you are sadly mistaken.
Whew, that's a mouthful, and that came from Merv himself from the Guys Podcast. That's a whole mouth, a whole word, word. My goodness, who want to start with that one? Whew.
I'll start with that. I think the issue with that is it's a great statement, but it's for older people. A lot of times, young people in these like young relationships maybe haven't had the best examples of what a positive, loving, supportive relationship looks like. So when they go out there looking for love, because, you know, we all want love in some way, in some capacity. So when you're a young person who has not had a good example of love, and then you go out there looking for love, sometimes you connect with people who are just like you, and you're not damaged per se. You have not learned how to love either yourself or someone else properly. So you're mimicking all the messed up things you've seen your mama and daddy go through, your mama and mama go through, daddy and daddy go through, auntie, uncles go through, all these people, best friends, all these people around you have had these relationships. Well, even the TV is telling you how to love someone. So you see all these different ideas about love and how you're supposed to be. That will mess you up if you've only had bad examples of how to love someone. So it goes back also to that mental health thing. A lot of times we don't know we're so jacked up until we out there trying to connect with people, and you be like, well, dang, what's wrong with that person? Or what is wrong with me? You know what I mean? So it's just really bad examples.
I agree with you, Crushier. At 38 years old, trying to move forward in the next phase of my relationships and things like that, it definitely it shakes you. It shakes you when you realize that maybe your perspective that you had on life and in love wasn't an accurate depiction of how life should be. It's something that you manifested in your own mind as a reality, or something that you wanted for yourself, but but the way you go about trying to get it doesn't make sense, because that's not how love is supposed to happen, or that's not what life is supposed to look like. That's what you wanted it to be, but you got to connect with this other person, and both of your ideas of what life and love are going to be have to be in line, or it's not going to work out. And so, and you get that from your background. Like the synopsis of that snippet was how you were raised, the things that you saw in life. If you've never seen a positive relationship, if you've never seen, an affectionate father or a mother that takes care of, their child, then how are you supposed to, like if you can't get that first basic relationship of the connection with a mother and a son, the father and the daughter, then you're gonna be fucked up. I know some men out here right now whose mothers were straight trash, and they dog women because they never were able to have that personal connection with their mother. I know women right now who had no relationship with their father, and they're trying to 30 years old, dating 50, 55, 60 plus because they got daddy issues and know that they have daddy issues. They know they have daddy issues. I'm like, girl, you better, because I can't do nothing with no 65-year-old man. The only thing he gonna do is give me worms. Okay.
One thing also is a big issue too. So let's say you didn't have these good examples of love, and then like these 80s, 90s babies get this whole Disney perspective. That will mess you up if you think you're supposed to be like the pretty princess Cinderella, and here comes this man to rescue you. And then you realize you meet these men who haven't been rescued ever in life, never given us a chance or that love. And here you go, where's my big ring? Where's my pumpkin? And they be looking at you like, this girl crazy. Like, what is she talking about? So it's really, really wild. And you are right. There are a lot of broken men who have never been loved properly by their mothers. And then you see that they be some beautiful looking men too. Because I've dated some, and I'll be like, whoa, you got some problems. I'm gonna go this way. Because
Rebecca said that this is facts. Men are what their mothers make them. And I absolutely 100% agree with that. Men are what their mothers make them. Women are what their fathers, how their fathers neglect them. T, how do you feel about that? T. Well,
I can tell you. So my father has been in my life my whole life. He's my mom and dad married 40 plus years, and my dad was a great father. But even with him being a great father, there was still some insecurities that I had growing up as a Black woman that I had to face in the mirror and be like, oh, you got some insecurities going on, even though you've had a father in your life. You know what I'm trying to say? So I imagine the ladies who never had a dad, like a consistent father figure in their life, it has to be so hard, because like the way I have 4 sons, the way I treat my sons literally is a way that I want them to treat the women that they're going to interact with, and how I want women to treat them. So I make it a point, like I'm a yeller. I try not to hit my boys because I don't want them thinking that a woman should be putting their hands on them at a certain age. If you're a toddler, it is what it is. But if you're like a teenager, I'm trying my best not to spaz on you too much, not to be in your face, not to be cutting up, acting crazy. Because I don't want my boys thinking this is how my wife's going to treat me. No, I want my boys to feel love from women, and to be like, this is my mama. I can lay next to her. I can tell her anything. I can roll up right. If she's sick, I'm gonna lay in bed with her. I'm gonna care for her. And it's not because they're my husband, because I have a husband. It's because those are my boys. So I treat them a way that I want them to be treated by women. And it's just little things. Like I tell them they're handsome. I tell them they're smart. I don't belittle them. I don't do certain things because I don't want them to be treated like that from a woman. And if they come across a girl who's like that, I come talk to me, because I'm not going to tell you to do anything but to walk away from that girl. Like,
right.
Walk away from her. She's not prepared for the love that you've received in life that you want to give out to somebody else.
I agree with that. I agree with that. You know, raising this 18-year-old to be the most productive member of society that he can be, it's definitely hard, because, you know, I want to pour into him all the love that I have in my heart. And I want to make sure that, you know, these women out here aren't, you know, going to disrespect him or try to take advantage of him. Just because, you know, there's so many stories out there of men taking advantage of women. But, you know, so do we ever hear the stories of women, you know, taking advantage of men? Do we hear those things? Do we hear those stories?
We don't hear them all the time out and about, but we hear them amongst each other. Women tell each other the dirt. Yeah, girl, I took him for this. He paying this bill. He paying that bill. And I'm messing with his friend, or he bought me this and I don't even care about him. We've seen women who do those type of things. The last thing I want is for my boys to run across some chick who is scandalous like that, because I'm gonna be like, leave her alone. It's so many handsome men who get caught up with some really, really scandalous women. So I'll be like, not my son. Go find somebody else son to be a sucker, because not my kid.
So let me ask you a question. When we think about those type of women, do you find that right now we're in a society where women are empowered and they feel like this is the right thing to do because we've been taken advantage of so much in our lives? Do you feel like this is the new thought process of women? Let me run game on these dudes. Let me get what I can out of them. Do you feel like?
Yes and no. I feel like the media puts across that message. Like a lot of the music we hear is like, get a bag from him, make him pay for this, make him do that. And if he's not doing this and he's not doing that, bruh, what about him just loving you? I'm sorry. Like, whatever happened to him? Like, maybe he doesn't get your hair did every week or flued out somewhere. Maybe he just loves you. Like, maybe he's nice to you, boo. Maybe he's like genuinely calls and checks on you. Maybe he just does what he can do because he wants to show you genuine love. Like, whatever happened to this genuine love? Like, why we have to get over on somebody? That goes back to them women and young men who've never had true love in their world. So they're thinking love is what they hear on the radio or what they saw in a TV show, and they have no real conceptual idea about what love is, because love really is give or take. It's giving and taking, and there is no 50-50% in love. We're each giving 100% of ourselves, and we're hoping that we're going to connect. And when we disconnect, we reconnect, because that's what love is about. You're never going to be with someone when you're in your 20s and then in your 30s, the same type of love. And then in your 40s, the same. That's unrealistic. You change every year. You change every day. Why would you be the same person and love that same person the same exact way you did when you was 23? Like, I don't even have shoes at 23 anymore. Why would I? You know what I'm saying? Like, it makes no sense. So, others, like, I feel like one big issue we have in our society is that we're encouraging our young people to not love each other, to not care about each other. Like, even the R&B music's not even R&B. It's like, it's about smashing and grabbing. It's like, wow, what?
Get what you can get and grab and go. Get what you
can
get and go.
Like, smash his best friends. Like, why would you want to be that girl? I don't understand. Why would you?
Because it's in. That's the thing to do.
It's horrible. It's like, because there's no love in the music. There's no love on the TV. It's not real love. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate.
So, Crochet, you know, I have a 9-year-old. You have small children also. Are you? I feel sad. I feel sad for the pool of men that my daughter is going to have to date, because, and I say that because the type of women right now that are, you know, out to get the bag, and, you know, so they're raising these young men they're raising, they got this skewed sense of, self and how to get things out of men. And so they're not even raising their men, their boys, or how are they raising their sons? And I think that my daughter's getting ready to be 10 years old. And when she turns 18, we're going to have to go back to arranged marriages, because I need to make sure, that my daughter has
No.
men that's going to, uplift her and support her in the same way that I'm trying to do that, because her father is absent. And so I'm like, what type of men is my daughter going to be able to date based off of these raggedy ass women that are raising these trifling little boys? Like, I have questions.
Because you got kids
song.
raising kids and kids raising grandkids.
Yes, we do. There's a song out there that talks about the same topic. What's that guy's name? He did that song Kick Push in like the 90s. He's like a conscious rapper.
I know you're talking about Lupe Fiasco.
He has a song called Bitch. And it's funny because it shows the version of bitch in 3 different versions. Like, she's calling herself a bad bitch. She's calling herself these things. Then her son is looking at her, call herself, she's a bad, and then it goes to when her son now is an adult looking for a woman, and his idea of what a woman is. It's a very complex song, but it talks about all those different things. But you're right. It's a lot of, it's scary, because the same concerns you have about your daughter dating is the same concerns I have about my sons. Like, I'm so afraid. It's the most funniest thing. I'm so afraid, because I have 4 sons, that they're going to get caught up with the most ratchetest of ratchet girl and think she's exotic, only because they're not used to that. Their household is not like that whatsoever. So I'm afraid they're gonna meet this like beautiful, beautiful girl who is like out the box wild, and they're gonna be like, she's so exciting, and I'll be like, yeah, she's exciting, all right. I worry about that. So I worry about them, and I hope and pray it will only be a phase when they're young, and it won't be, what they settle for is some exotic
hood rat chick.
Hood rat chick, because
got it nose wide open.
Right.
Wide open.
Only because their life is so different, and she's gonna be like thinking he's the come up, like, oh, he's the come up, like, this is where he comes from. I want that, but she's not gonna be saying I want that for the right reason. She's gonna be saying that because she's thinking he's gonna uplift her. But we have to all uplift ourselves, first.
So I feel you, because I have a son that's going to be a politician one day. Everybody, he's just that's my son. That's who my son's going to be. Real talk. I was like, my son needs to get a vasectomy before he goes to college.
Yeah.
Because I don't want one of these young women in college to be like, oh, that brother's is the bag. Because most people, when I say not most people, but you met your husband in undergrad, right?
Yeah.
So women are going to college with the thought process of getting an education, but that is where they're going to meet their husbands. That is where people are going to meet their spouses. I don't want anyone to catch my son up, to have my son to have a momentary lapse of judgment. The condom comes off, because as much as I can say, don't have sex in college, or don't, that's just what he gonna do. But what you're not gonna do is bring home a baby.
Oh my God.
With some chick that saw you as a bag. And so listen, I'm like, come on, because a vasectomy can be reversed. Okay, like when you're ready, when you have reached the pinnacle part of your career, go ahead and get that vasectomy reversed. But I just don't want that for my son. I'm not even gonna lie. I want.
So you really tell him that?
Absolutely, you're not telling my son that.
I know. What
I told my son that. He looked at people. He was like.
But maybe it can be reversed. So
listen, I hope I'm not the only woman that feels that way about their child, but I do. Like, I feel like there's women have birth control, but we only can get pregnant once a year. Right? But a man can shoot off in a woman and make babies until they're 90 years old.
Every day.
I really feel like if you want to control population, if you want men to be like, oh, the men are always like, oh, that woman trapped me. No, you let her trap you. It's your responsibility to protect your seed. The only way you're going to do that is get a vasectomy, or let's figure out how we're going to get some male birth control regulated by the FDA. Because once that happens, I'm just going to tell my son, these are your vitamins that you need to take every day.
Oh my God.
Because we can't have any accidents because we already know where you're going in your life. So that's just my 2 cents. I know we went on a tangent.
I hate that trap me statement because it takes 2 to party.
Man, listen, I was just about to say that because my thing is, okay, for example, there's a thing going around with Tristan Thompson. Got a 3rd baby on the way. Y'all saw that, right? Khloe Kardashian's baby daddy. And he said, well, we only had sex one time. How many times does it take? It only takes one time. It takes 1 minute. I don't get that. It takes 2. I don't see how people say, oh, they trapped me or this or that. You were just as voluntary as she was.
Yep.
But
so I feel like if a man values, let's just say it's semen, value his semen, value that, this one decision could change the course of your entire life. And if we, not just men, in society, we always want to make it a double standard, how a woman should be held to a higher standard, how she should protect her body, how she, she shouldn't have this many partners. Her worth is diminished because of the number of partners she has. But if we put the same standards and morals, we instill those same values in our young men that we do to our young women, then we wouldn't be in the situations that we are in right now, as far as society is concerned, with trapping these women. Just like a woman should value their body and who goes into their womb, a man should value their semen and protect their seed from any unwanted pregnancy. So my 2 cents.
I was always taught that sex was about connections. So if a woman is letting you in to her body and you're entering her body, you two now connecting spiritually. Whether or not people want to believe it, they want to flow with it. The reality is, if you're going to make a baby and the whole new spirit coming about, you are connecting spiritually. So I never understood this idea that men can just enter many women and think that they're not going to have, like, once they exit her spiritually, that they're not going to have a connection still lingering somewhere somehow. If you're giving yourself upon to her, you're giving, that makes no sense to me. So this idea that we don't connect spiritually when we have sex is like, yeah, you do. Whether or not you accept it, you have a spiritual connection. So you got all these extra bodies on you that you bodying these women or whatever, but the same thing, like her and him, y'all connecting spiritually. So if you saw it like that, maybe you'd be a little bit more selective about who you connect with spiritually.
So now let me ask you a question. At what age did you have come into that awareness, that thought process?
My parents told me when I was a child. My parents,
right.
They taught me that as a child. Doesn't mean that I was like 100% understanding it as a child. But I thoroughly had an understanding, I guess, meeting my husband. Because when we connected spiritually, it was a total different connection. It was like, oh, this is not a regular connection. I connect with you. Like, I connect on a whole different level than I've ever had before. And I knew it and I felt it. And I was like, oh, this is different. So what's it, like 21, 22? That's young. That's very young. But yeah, that was the age where it was like, oh, I understand now what they were talking about, the spiritual connection. There's a deeper process when it comes to sex. It's just not we smashing everybody. It's like, no, you're connecting with someone spiritually. You're aligning. And that's why you can have children. So whether or not you understand it, it's up to you.
So I guess I'm just coming into that place of understanding, because really in my mind, I'm just gonna be honest, sex is just sex. Like, it's an act, it's a physical act. Like, you can smash, like you can smash whoever you want to smash and go on about your business. That's how I viewed it. Like, it's a physical act. And so when you think about polyamorous relationships, you think about men that have had, lots of multiple partners, or women that have had lots of multiple partners. You got to think about their thought process, how they were raised. If there was anyone in their household that instilled that upon them, you got that. some other people may not have gotten that in their lives. So then how do they view sex? And some people don't view sex as a spiritual connection. Some people view it as it's an act. That's why they can watch their spouses have sex with someone and not feel any kind of way about it, because there's no emotional connection between this person and that person. The emotional connection is between me and this person, right? So go smash, do what you do. Don't bring me nothing home, and we go live our best life. So that's just how I view it. I think that sex is an act, unless you have that connection. But you have to have a connection with someone before you connect on a sexual level. But if there's no mental connection, then why do you feel like just because we have sex, there's going to be an emotional connection? Like
I don't think it's emotional. I think
it's just exchange of spirit. To me, it's exchange of emotion. It's exchange of spirit. It's called the aurora. And I believe in that. I've believed in that ever since I was, young. That you get that connection, and when you get it, it's something serious. When you feel that connection, it's you can't describe it. It's just a feeling that you get when you share that with somebody.
Well,
the wildest thing is getting that connection with someone and feeling it and knowing it and being like, what the hell just happened?
Man,
what happened? This is wild. And maybe the other person doesn't understand it. So you're now like, this happened, and they be looking at you like, it's just sex. And you're like, nah, bro, that was more than just sex, but it is what it is, It
is what it is. It is what it is. Next topic, Merv. It is what it is. Kwashira summed us up.
Okay.
Merv over there sleeping in the background. What you doing? Oh, here we go. Numbers that do not define a woman's worth. The number on the scale, the number of sexual partners, the number of likes she receives, the number of children she has. Numbers that do not define a woman's worth. So who puts this definition? Who sets the standard of a woman's worth? Let's just be honest about how that happens. Society or men? Which one?
I say society.
I think society, but the reality is men are the ones who run our society. So it's a combination of both. Yeah.
So the scale does not define a woman's worth. Oh, Rebecca said white men. Rebecca said white men. So let's break the picture down real quick. So a scale does not define a woman's worth. We talk about BBWs. We talk about skinny women. Some men prefer not to date a woman that's big boned. Some men prefer not to date a woman that's super skinny because they don't have no meat on their bones. But does that define a woman's worth by how big she is or how small she is? No. I think the most controversial point is the number of sexual partners a woman has. I think men feel like it's okay for their number to be in the hundreds, but they want their wife or the person that they date to be a virgin. How does that work out? Like, how you was out here smashing and dabbing and one night stands and getting, some sloppy toppy, whatever, ducking off in the cut with your side shit. But then you want your wife, you have this unrealistic expectation of what you want your wife to be like. So that part bothers me. But what I've been told was, it is what it is. That's just the way society views it. It doesn't make it right, but that's how it is. I can't subscribe to that. What about you, T?
Man, it's a little different from me.
Oh, why is it different from you, T?
Well, I'm just saying, like, when I meet a woman, and I mean, sometimes that question might come up. Now, when I was younger, I mean, I got, I did what I did, but the older I got, like I said, for me, sex is not just an act; it's a connection I have with someone. So for me, when I got older, I didn't just go meet somebody and go home with them that night. Now, when I was in my 20s, it might have been a little bit different, but to me,
you went night two. You waited 2 nights when you were younger. I'm just being funny.
No, girl, like, oof. But I mean, for me, I think everybody, you know, that question comes up like, well, what's your count? You know, but I don't care about that. That don't bother me. I need to know like what you're doing now that it's just me and only me, and everything else is irrelevant. Your past is your past. We all have a past. You know, I need to know from the time we met what you got going on and the entire time that we're together. Other than that, I mean, what you did is what you did. Just don't have nothing from your past linking into our future. That's my biggest thing.
So let me ask you a question. In a same-sex relationship, body counts don't matter. Do you guys not talk about the number of sexual partners you've had?
I mean, yeah, it comes up in the conversation, but it don't make me look at a woman different. Like if she might have more than me, or she just lost count. Hell, I lost count. I don't know, but you know, that part doesn't matter. Like what you did before me is what you did before me. I'm not gonna view you different. I'm not gonna judge you. I'm not gonna, you know, call you out your name. I just need to know from the time that we get serious and the entire time we're together, it's just me. Because I don't like to share. I want, you know, monogamy. And that's you know, that's serious for me. I take that very serious. Like I want to build with somebody and one person only, with no distractions. Because when I get involved with you and I love you, that's it. That's it for me. And I firmly believe that you can be in love with somebody forever. You get mad, you get angry, you might can't stand it, but the love, to me, if it's genuine, the love never goes away.
Listen, I absolutely believe that. And I do want to just say Rebecca's comment. I don't talk about sexual partners at all. I have a question for the panel, and maybe Rebecca can comment in the comments though. When you don't talk about sexual partners, do you think that your significant other may feel like you're hiding something, or you may be ashamed of your sexual partners? Are you coming from a standpoint of you're ashamed, you don't want to talk about it, or it's just none of your business? So like, I guess my question to you, Crusher and T, is if you were asked, you know, about your sexual past and you chose not to answer, are you choosing not to answer because you're ashamed, or you just truly feel like there ain't nobody goddamn business how many sexual partners you've been with? But if you say you're wanting to connect with someone, you want to build with someone, they're supposed to know every intimate detail about you. Is your body count something that's important, or something that you feel like you should share with them?
It depends on why they're asking, I guess. If they're asking to connect with you and to get a better understanding, like if they're asking on the first date, then no, like that's ridiculous.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It's crazy.
But if they're asking like y'all are in like y'all are trying to build your relationship, you're like a couple of months in, you're thinking about taking the next step, becoming sexual with each other. You know what I mean? And they're asking for from a safety standpoint, not just physical, but like emotionally safety. To see, you know, does this person, you know, have a high body count because they get bored frequently, or, you know, I'm trying to say it could be a variety of things they're asking for. If they're asking that question to judge you, then no, it's none of their business, because you're judging me and you're not trying to connect with me. But if you're asking for a real reason because you want to connect and you want to have a better understanding of who I am, then it's not a big deal. I mean, the idea that you don't talk about your past partners is ridiculous. Like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
How do you avoid a whole topic of your life? Like, you've had relationships.
So Mark, put Rebecca's comment back up, because this is interesting. I don't ask them, and I don't tell, and I don't ask them, and I tell them, don't ask me. I slept with everybody and no one. Now what? It's pointless to me. Rebecca, I feel you. I'm to the point in life where I'm like, damn, my past is my past. You're gonna rock with me or you're not. My past doesn't define who I am as a woman, who I am as a person, how I am going to cater to you, how I'm going to love you, how I'm going to connect with you and build you to be the best man that you can be, how I expect you to pour back into me yourself.
Yeah, but like, Mel, I don't know, because it's not the question. It's the fact that the refusal to have the conversation. That's where it's
ain't none of that mother sucking business.
Well, for me, I'm an open book. Like, I don't care. But I mean, I've learned through relationships and over the years that the more like your past relationships are your past, and all when you speak on them, to me, all it gives them is fuel to the fucking fire. All it gives them is when they get mad, something to throw up in your face. Like what I did before you is what the fuck I did. What we're doing right now is what we're doing right now. It's not that I'm embarrassed or ashamed. Like I said, I'm an open book, but I've learned not to speak on my past relationships or anything like that, because all it does in the end is throw up in your face.
But that's like saying, I don't want to, we're thinking about getting married, and you're saying you want to join finances. You go, I don't want to discuss finances. I don't want to discuss my credit score. I don't want to discuss, like, if you are building a true relationship, how can you decide what topics are out of, are like no conversation, and which topics are for conversations? Like, it just depends on how deep you're trying to go in that relationship.
Right.
Not,
I think it depends, like you said, the connection on somebody. You don't just tell everybody that, but if you get to that point with somebody where you're building,
yeah.
Time. Hey, you can know what you want to know. You want to see my green card, my health, from the health department. Like, what do you want to see? Like, I'm all for that, but just meeting somebody and a couple months in, that's none of your business. Like,
no.
Yeah, but if you're building, I think that's a conversation. Like, we should be able to talk about everything and anything.
Right. Like, you're right. If we are a few weeks in, you want to know my every skeleton.
Right.
Nah, get out of here. Like, I don't want to know
exactly.
I don't want to know which bones come out.
Goofball, get out of here.
Right.
But if you're like, if we're really about to go to this next step, then we have to be able to have conversations about everything.
Right. I think that goes back to, breaking down the walls, being vulnerable, being, soft, and, being able to share and connect. I think that once it gets to that step, yes, but then sometimes, as women, sometimes we may be afraid of being judged. Sometimes men may be afraid of being judged. Sam Kelly says the only thing you need to be honest about your past relationships is your sexual health. Past partners are no one's business. I feel you on that one too, Sam. I feel you on that one too.
And again,
I can rock the fence on this topic.
I don't know, because here's the thing: if you live in a small community and everyone kind of low key know each other, and I smashed your cousin, I smashed your brother. Yes, you need to tell me. Like, yeah, you smashed the homie. You can't just not tell people the people you like. If I know we have like it's a small community, and I know that we all run the same circles, and now you had sex with one of my close friends, I want to know that. And it's not to judge you. It's so that I have an understanding. If homegirl walk in the room, like, even not my close friend, if I go to a professional function with my husband, and let's say we're recently married, we go to a professional Christmas dinner, and I walk into a room with my husband looking bad
because you're a badass.
And I got like 3 chicks eyeing me. I need to understand what is going on in this room, because
I feel you.
So
it
it's not.
It makes you feel really. I've been in those situations before, and I felt very disrespected
and very uncomfortable for no reason.
And exactly. Right, so and then they become very uncomfortable, and the whole you're like, what's going on? And then you start feeling stuff. You start putting 2 and 2 together. So I get that.
Yeah, so it's not that I need to know all of everything. No, but if you're like doing an engagement with someone, and like now this person who you slept with before, I don't care if it was 20 years ago, you smashed her before, and I'm gonna be in the same room with this girl, just give me the heads up. Yeah, me and her had relations in the past. I don't even talk to this chick no more. I'll be like, okay, bet, cool. Now I know what's going on. Mm-hmm. If I walk into that energy, I know what's going on. I never want to be not knowing what's going on when I'm walking into a situation with my significant other, because that's how stuff can really get under your skin. Mm-hmm. And now you're in the car arguing. Right. You ain't telling me.
I agree.
Right. Here, have you ever been put in a situation where you had a friend and they smashed somebody that you were talking to and they didn't tell you?
No, because me and my friends have very also I got entwined with my husband really young. So but me and my friends had like a strict thing, like, if you like my friend, I'm not going to talk to you, because me and my friends look totally different. We're totally different people. So if you liked her, there's no way in hell you're going to like me. So right. And even if you did, because some guys don't care, like everybody. But my thing is, if me and you are friends for real friends, we were able to talk to each other. Now, I ain't talking about associates, because there's tons of associates who are out there. I'm talking about, like, I only have a couple of really, really close friends. So those women are the ones who I'm like, I truly, truly trust. And if I trust you around my children, I trust you to be in my home around my husband. If I'm not there, I'll trust you to even have my purse.
Oh, hold up, pause question. I'm sorry. You trust your friends in your house with your husband when you're not there?
Yeah, like I'm not talking about associates. I'm talking about, I have what 3 or 4 very, very, very close friends from like middle school, from like freshman year college. I don't have like a plethora of a bunch of women who I roll with. I have a lot of associates who I'm cool with, and women who I get on a deeper relationship with. But it's only like really, really a small pocket of women who I would low key call my sisters. And if I call you my sister, I'm not saying that whole like, hey sis, I don't do all that. Not everybody your sister. There's a small pocket of women who I would trust with my children, who I would trust to pick up my kids from school in an emergency. If I can't trust you to have my child around you, why would I? Like, my child's more than my husband. I love my husband. But there's women out there who are predators who will do things to your kids. So if I can trust you around my child, then I should be able to around my husband. And if I can't trust you around my husband, then I don't want you in my world. It's just that simple. Like, and it's not because of him. It's because that's how I am. Like, if you're going to be in my house, then I need to know that you're someone who I can trust. You can't let all that type of energy around you. And I don't. I just be like, yeah, we cool. I'll meet you outside.
Okay, I was like, I was going to elaborate on that, because not that I don't trust my cousin, because you know that's your husband, that's my blood cousin. But I'm like, I don't like only family. Like, I have some good female friends, but like I just not anything. I don't, but you can wait till I get home. Like, you don't need to come in here, except you can be around anybody. Because I know you don't want nobody. I know you don't want nobody I'm dating. But no, and it has nothing to do with jealousy. It has nothing to do with, I'm afraid that, they're gonna try to fuck my man. As for me, it's just like, it's basic respect. Like, I wouldn't be sitting up in your house with your dude. Right. When you're not there, that's just not something I would do. I don't care if you're my best friend. I don't care if we grew up, taking baths together. That's just not what I'm going to do. I'll wait till you get home, or I'll go get me some coffee until you get home. That's just not what I'm going to do. And I just want to change subjects just a little bit about like, public displays of affection of the opposite sex. So if you go out to like an event and there's a man out there that he walks up to you and hugs you in front of your husband, like, or a woman walks up to you and hugs you in front of your your significant other, like, how do you guys do that?
How are they hugging you? Because there's levels to
hug. What's up?
Like, hey girl, how you doing? What's up? But your husband don't know this man. You never, you know him, but your husband don't know him. T, you know her, but your significant other don't know her. How do you guys navigate things like that? Like, how would that make you feel? Or would you be like, oh, hold up, bro, stick your hand out? Like, what do you do in those scenarios?
There's not many men who would hug me. That's the first thing. Like, I don't familiarize myself with too many men like that, so where they would feel comfortable with even giving me a hug. Like, the only men who I can think who hug me are the ones who know my husband, and I'll be like, "Hey, Qua," and they'll pat. But I don't recall any men, like co-workers or any man, who would feel comfortable like hugging me up. Nah, like I don't get down like that. Like, so they would know. And then I think my husband knows me well enough to know I'm not going to be okay with you hugging up a chick. I don't care. Unless she's your cousin, she's your cousin, she's your family. She has to be someone who I know who this chick is. I've heard of her multiple times. And I understand y'all have a close relationship where close enough for you to feel comfortable touching her. Other than that, if I don't know who this chick is and you hugging her up like that, I'm looking at you sideways. And I'm going to tell you that too. Because I don't
in that moment,
no. If we're outside, I'm gonna have a look on my face and I'll wait until we get to another space. But you're gonna hear about it. Yeah,
you're not gonna make a scene though, right then and there.
I'm too old for a scene. I'm too old. I'm too pretty. Right. I don't do that.
Come on, too pretty.
I am too old. I'm too pretty. So like, if we playing them reindeer games, what's that new meme? Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. I love that statement. Play stupid games with me, win stupid prizes. So he knows me well enough to know, like, Quan not gonna be cool with that. And I know him well enough to know that, well, not even him. I don't like men touching me like that unless I invite you into my space. And I have not invited a man into my space in about 14, 15 years. So it's kind of like, no, I'm straight.
I feel you. I like that commentary. What about you, T?
I mean, I've been in those situations before, you know, where I'll hug or something, but if it's somebody they know, but there's been times where I knew somebody was gonna come and hug and they don't know, and I'll stop and, hey, what's up, girl? Like, you know, handshake, high five, or something like that. Even though I know it's nothing serious, my biggest thing goes back to the respect thing. I never want my significant other to feel disrespected because I don't like to feel that, and I never ever want to make them feel uncomfortable because I know that feeling all too well. Or, you know, before they even come up and try to hug me, hey, this is my girlfriend or my fiance, such and such. This is such and such. Without them even be able to give me a hug, I'll stop them. You know, because I'm very adamant about making my significant other feel comfortable, especially if it's somebody they don't know.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's been times where females just try to be messy when they know stuff like that. You know, they do stuff like that, and I know they're trying to be messy. Hey, what's going on? This is such and such. Because if I come out in public with you, that's serious for me. And I'm gonna make sure the world knows that, hey, this is who I'm in love with, this is who I'm with, and I'm gonna make sure they always feel safe and comfortable and never ever disrespected. That's very, very, very important to me because that's how I want to be treated as well.
All right, no disrespect. Don't disrespect this household. Don't disrespect my relationship. I'm not going to sit on my homegirl couch while her husband not home. Point period, not gonna happen. And yeah, there's that. Rebecca said, when we are out and I see someone I know, I introduce my husband. I'm in the entertainment business and I know a lot of people. Rebecca, you're right about that. It's about respect. You respect your husband enough to introduce him. You're not gonna let anybody come into your personal space without introducing your husband. So that's exactly right. I do agree with that comment. We're gonna do 2 more topics and then we're gonna wrap up, y'all. It's 9:11. What's next? Merv, pick something good for us. What we got good? Something juicy. All right, you slipping on your job, Merv. Ooh,
I agree.
Love is, honey. Yes. Love is that dildo down there on the bottom, honey.
Oh God,
that's funny. Love is okay. So we got a picture of this. Let's start with this young lady on down there with the dildo. She don't care. She busts it wide open for the dildo.
She said she can get it either way.
Either way, you know, both holes. Take it both ways. And then we have same sex couple. It's biracial as well. And then we have a transgender relationship up there, and then we have Black love at its finest. So love is love.
Yeah,
love is love. How do you guys feel about this picture?
I agree. You know, so many people are. So many people, like, if you're confident in who you are, I hate that it bothers people who other people love. Like, why would it bother you who I love? Why would it bother you who you love? Why does it bother people that much who other people love? I just never been able to do that. And I'm so glad that I'm comfortable in my skin. I don't give a fuck what nobody says or thinks about me. I never have and I never will. Only person that matters who is me, what I feel about myself, what I think about myself. But there are so many people that it bothers them. It genuinely bothers them. And people are just, I don't know. That part bothers me why it bothers people so much who somebody else loves.
Have you had instances where people told you that they didn't like you or told you how they felt about you just because you dated same sex or you love women?
Girl, the only thing that has happened since I lost my breast due to breast cancer, when I go into the women's bathroom, I have people chase me. That's the female's bathroom. And I'm looking at them like, bitch, I can read. I know what it is. I just don't have no titties, but I got everything else. And I'm all motherfucking lady.
Okay.
I'm all woman.
So T,
But
I can say that I've been out with you times where, you know, if you allow me to share this,
you know
where
I'm open book.
is that okay? I
Yeah.
remember this one time we were out and you were upset because not necessarily upset, but it made you feel some kind of way because a woman asked you what happened to you, like what happened, are you a
Was I
man?
going through a transition?
That's what it
Well, like,
was. Yes, were
yeah.
you going through
And
a
I've been,
transition?
yeah, and I've been asked that a lot. I remember early on when I first, was healing and going, because long real quick backstory. I had breast cancer 2012, and I had it in my left breast, but I opted to have both of them removed, and then I opted to have the implants in. I had the implants in, but my body rejected it, so I had them removed and went through several surgeries for that. So early on, when my hair is just starting to grow back, I'm already a gay woman. I've always dressed tomboyish. I'm fly as fuck, but but no, and just to be asked, I think it was the audacity that, like, I would never have the nerve to come up and say, "Are you going through a transition?" And most recently, I've had people say, "Well, what pronoun do you use?" I'm like, "Woman." Like, but I get it. There's so many different pronouns, and I'm old school gay. So with you either stud, femme, this all this other new stuff. I don't know. I just know what I like and what I love. But these new names or categories, they, them, there, are, I don't understand that. But it's just the audacity for me that people have the nerve to ask somebody, "Hey, are you going through a transition? Hey, or what's your,
So I remember you
it's
did tell
crazy."
them. What do you say? Anytime somebody asks you that, what's your phrase? What do you say?
I'm a motherfucking lady.
And I tell people that too. When people ask me, because we've been friends for 2 years now, and some people, they don't like to mind their business. They ask me, what's going on with you? I be like, listen, that girl takes longer than I do to get ready to go out. That's a
girl.
whole.
We've been friends for 4 years, 2 years.
Oh, you're right about that. I met you in a
Yeah.
kick. Look, girl, my mind is
Yeah.
gone.
But
Kickball, 4
yeah, I
years.
mean, I'm very, in touch with my femininity. I mean, I don't have to put makeup and stuff on to be, in touch with it. I make sure, my hygiene. I'm just very adamant. Like, I was taught young, my grandparents, you don't go out the house to even check the mailbox looking like anything. You don't wear pajama pants to go check your mail. Like, my nana used to get up, get dressed. She would eat breakfast in her pajama set, get up, and she would get dressed just to sit in the house. Because she said, you never know when somebody's coming over. You don't go out the house looking any kind of damn way. She would have a fit if she saw me walking to the mailbox in pajama pants or anything like that. Trying to go out in pajama pants. But I was just right. You just take care of yourself. You
Right.
always look presentable. You look your best when you step out. You never know who you're gonna meet or what can happen or anything like that. So that's how I was raised.
So at the end of the day, T is a motherfucking woman, and it is what it
Lady.
is. She is not transitioning. She's a breast cancer survivor, and don't be asking us all kind of questions when we out. That's my home.
Right. I get so tired of saying somebody asked my cousin, are y'all together? And I'm just like, why do I gotta be with every woman, female I hang out with? That's you not. Every time I hang out with somebody, oh, you fucking her? I'm like, God damn. But anyway.
But love is love.
Love is love. Most definitely, love is love.
Love is love. Crashia, what do you have? What do you have for the love is love topic?
I feel like people need to mind their business. It's just that simple. You love who you love. You are who you are. If you're focused on you're happy, then you don't really care about other people and what makes them happy. And you care about other people, but you're not diving into their business trying to figure out what they're doing behind closed doors. I don't care what you're doing behind closed doors. As long as you treat me right, you're respectful to me, I don't care. Be happy. Life is too short. Be happy.
Right. I love that. Do you guys think it's easier right now for our youth to come out and say that they are bisexual or that they are gay? Do you think it's easier now? It's more accepting now than it was, when we were in high school or when we were in middle school?
Yes and no. I think amongst their peers, it's a little bit less of a concern. I don't know about their parents though, because I've heard horror stories from both ends. So it just depends on the household there. Because I think LGBTQ plus youth still have the highest homelessness rate and one of the highest suicide rates. So I still don't think that it's as what the TV tries to make it seem like, oh, everyone, no. I think we say that out loud, but I don't believe that that's truly what's going on. I think that it's getting better, but I don't know if it's where it needs to be, where at any moment in time you can just say, hey, I'm this, and everyone's going to be like, okay, cool. Like, no one's going to care. I don't think we're there yet.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. What do you think, T?
I mean, I agree with that. You know, when people ask me, well, what was your coming out? And I'm like, what do you mean? Like, I didn't make no big statement. Like, my family knew. I never made this big announcement like, hey, you know, it is what it is. And I'm very fortunate and thankful for that. Like, I never had to be ashamed of who I am. I never had to hide who I am. I never had to hide who I loved. But I do believe, like, because how society looks at it, I think more so the parents are ashamed than the kids, and that makes it trickles down to the children. You know, they don't want to disappoint their parents, or they don't want to embarrass their parents. But I do think there's more resources out there for youth, as well. But like Q said, it just happened. I think it just has to do with your household and who your parents are, and how you're raised, and you know what you're taught and all that stuff. Like, I just grew up, you love who you love, you are who you are. And I'm like, I tell people, I'm so thankful for that, because I could not imagine not being able to be who I am and had to hide who I am. That's torture within itself.
Right. That is torture. That is torture.
That's torture within itself.
So that was a good topic to we're gonna put Rebecca's comment up real quick. Love is love. Just don't ask people why they're dating the type of people they are dating. Some ask me why I only date Black men, and I told them to fuck off.
Well,
fuck off. Yes. Yeah, that's true. Don't ask people why they choose to date who they date. They love who they want to love because they want to love. If you want to go to bed every night with your dildo or your rose, do that. If you want if you want to be involved in a same-sex, bisexual, polyamorous relationship, do that. If you value monogamy, Black love, do that. Love is love. It doesn't matter what you have going on in your house, what you have going on in your life, as long as you're true to yourself and you love yourself and you know who you are, it is what it is. So that was a great topic, a hot topic to end this podcast on. We're going to bring Merv back for final thoughts. Out. So Merv, bring us back in. Come on back in with us. Let's visit us and see what we got going on. Close us out. Hey, you on mute,
Merv with the word.
I thought you told me you wanted 2 topics.
We good. It's almost 9:30, sir. We're parents here. We gotta get into bed.
Yeah. Okay. Not near when y'all motherfuckers going to bed when y'all get off this goddamn podcast. Portia, you going to bed?
I'm gonna some more.
I'm gonna take my clothes out the washing machine, put them in the dryer, and I'm gonna get in bed, watch some Family Guy, and go to sleep.
Okay.
Oh, okay. You still ain't going to bed though. What'd you say? You say you're going to the washer and the dryer?
I got 5:30 a.m. wake up, so yeah, I'm gonna get some rest.
Oh, okay. You got an early shift?
Yeah.
Oh,
so Merv, tell us what you think.
Hold on, I'm talking to Quiet Shift.
Okay, Quiet. Oh, cousin. Okay, go ahead.
What time your day starts tomorrow?
7:30 is when I start work.
Oh, gotcha. T, what time you start tomorrow? What time your day start?
I'll probably get about 7:30, 8 o'clock. I have a child that wakes me up with wine and ready to go outside to go to the bathroom.
Okay. Mel, what time your day starts?
6:45.
Yeah, you the earliest. You're earliest. Mine started at 7. So
no, I'm at work at 7:30. I'm up at 5:30.
Yeah, that's what I meant. What time you get? Oh, yeah. Okay. Ooh,
I gotta hustle 4 kids to school. Yeah, I'm up.
Oh wow.
You said you got to hustle 4 kids to school?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what's the ages?
With the same school or 4 different schools?
3 different schools. 3 different
schools?
High school, middle school, elementary.
Oh my.
Shit. Yeah.
Are they close by each other?
Yeah, for the well, yes and no. Yes and no.
You don't like the bus, huh?
You got the high school, middle school, and then the elementary school. They're literally like right beside each other.
Nah, no, that's not my city. No. The high schooler gets on the bus by himself. The middle school, one of the elementary babies bus comes to our house, and the middle schooler and elementary schooler go to school together. So two get driven, one gets bused on his own, and one. But even once you go to high school, it does not mean when your alarm goes off you get up.
Right.
So like I'll hear his alarm and I'll be like, that boy ain't up.
You hear about 5 times.
Yeah, I'm like, is he gonna get in the shower or not?
Okay, I got you. I was being nosy. Yo, so yeah, good show tonight. I always love the exploring several different topics. Especially you can find a couple of controversial topic, and I had a controversial one, but y'all can talk about that next time.
Put it up, Merv. Put it up. My goodness.
Yeah. What is it?
No, it's not. No.
Put it up because you made sure to say it. So put it up.
Right.
So you want me to put it up and then leave? Y'all talk about it and then bring my ass back?
Put it up and stay on,
No,
and then we're gonna wrap up.
No, I'm not staying on. But I'll let y'all go ahead and talk about it real quick. But I'm definitely not staying on.
Oh wow. Okay. The fact that Black men don't know who comes first, his wife, mom, or child, shows how lost we really are. It's very simple logic. The life cycle will take your mom, and who are you left with? Your wife. Your child grows up and starts a life. Who's still there? Your wife. The only way you can be confused by this is if you don't plan on your wife being there for the rest of your life. And in that case, you're married to the wrong woman. Well, I don't know. My kid comes first.
I believe kids come first before any significant other. I don't care what color you are.
Listen, I understand why, people feel like the wife but if I had to save, if the house was burning down and I had to grab somebody out the house and I only could save a person, and it's my husband, and I hate to be I'm going to save the person that came out that I pushed out of me. And so when I think about it from that aspect and from a man's perspective, like if you're not saving as a woman, save my child, okay? Save my child. And so I don't know, like from a man's perspective, from a woman's perspective, I get from a biblical standpoint, the wife and you can always have another child. So you support your wife, but save my child. I expect don't run in this house and save me. Save my child. I'm going to save my child. I'm not going to save you. I don't know, question. You're still married. You have children. Like, how do you feel about that?
I don't know. It's such a weird. I hear that sometimes, like like he puts his mom before me, or he puts the kids before me. I don't know, because at the end of the day, I feel like there's a time and a place to put someone first. Like if the mom has cancer and he's with his mom all the time helping her, yeah, he should put her before me right now because she's going through something. If my child is sick and I'm healthy and I come home with a bad day, but we're tending to the child, yeah, put the child first because my child's going through something. I kind of feel like it just depends on the situation. Not every time will I come first. Not every time will my child come first. Not every time will his mom come first. It just depends on the situation. I feel like everything is situational. Nothing is so clear cut, black and white. I think it's like a lot of gray. You know what I mean? And we have to stop. Yeah, we gotta stop being so like this or this. Man, if the house is burning down, you gonna grab 2 kids? I'm gonna grab 2 kids. Let's go. Like, you know what I mean? And someone grab the cat and the dog too. Like,
right. But the kids grab the cat and the dog. So the end of the statement says, if a man doesn't understand that that he's married to the wrong woman. How do you feel about that?
Again, I feel like it's a real linear way of thinking. If you're thinking, all right, put it down real quick because I'm gonna show you my little view so you can see what I'm trying to say. If you're thinking like this then you're not seeing everything around you. So you're thinking like this. And so many times, that's how we're always thinking. We're thinking like this linear view, and we're not open to seeing all the different things, all the beauty around us, because we're thinking like this. Like, we're not horses who have the little carriage thing on. Why can't we see everything? I don't know if he's married to the wrong person, because he put his mom first sometimes. Like, if his mom is going through something, you should put her first, like, depending on the situation. But if she's not going through nothing and you always put her first, and you're looking at it like this the whole time, then maybe I'm married to the wrong person. Like, if you're always putting the kids first like this, you can't see how it's going to affect our relationship. That's a problem. So it just depends on the situation. I think that's what it is to me. It's very gray, and that statement's really black and white.
I feel you. I enjoy that perspective. What about you, T? How do you feel?
I mean, I like Question said, it just depends on the situation, what you're gonna do. But my thing is, kids don't ask to be here. You know, that's something that two adults, did and it conceived. So your ultimate responsibility, to me, forever, is to make sure you're there for your kids. You know, even when they get older, you don't have to do as much, but you still have to be there for your children. Just because they're grown and out on their own, everybody needs their mother. You know, and a lot of us are not blessed to have that. But we all need that, and we all want that. But I think it just depends on the situation. Kids coming first, in my view. I mean, for me. But if the house burned down, we gonna grab what we can, who we can, and go. Especially if you're a team, if you're on that same level, like, because I'm sure that the other person is gonna grab the child too, whether it be the wife or the husband. They're gonna grab the kids too. That's gonna be the first instinct they have.
Rebecca said, "I'm 21. I need my mama." Damn all that.
I think also that's the big problem that people have in a lot of young marriages when they have small children. When you have toddlers and babies, whether you like it or not, they come first, because they are very like this. They are toddlers and babies. It's all about me. I don't care about nothing else. As they grow older, you can branch out, and they learn how to share and love and be nice and all that other good stuff. But when you have, and that's why a lot of people, when they're in these relationships and they have these babies, they be like, "Oh, she's not putting me first no more. She cares about that baby."
You don't give comfort. Like, it's about that baby. That's a sacrifice. And a lot of people don't understand that.
Right. That's what it's supposed to be. Like, she's supposed to care about that baby. Or like when the parents are like older, and their parents have Alzheimer's, and they want to move their mom into the house, their dad into the house. And they're like, "You want to move that woman in my house? This woman is on her way out. Now is the time to celebrate her and to uplift her and pour all the love into her that she poured into creating this man that provides and cares for you." Why would you not want to be there for those last steps? So, and my thing is this: if you have a partner who can't see past themselves, you may have the wrong partner for that reason. Not because they're not putting you first, because the person that you're with is very, very selfish. And now you have to worry about, when it's the ending for you, are they going to be by your side? Or are they going to be like, you can't care for yourself. Let me go ahead and find somebody else who can do it.
Right.
That's a word. All right. So it's not black and white. There's some gray areas. And if someone can't be understanding to the fact that everything is not cookie cutter, then that may be the reason behind why you have the wrong partner, not because of the fact that they want to solely put their wife first or their significant other first. It's the fact that there's no compromise. There's no understanding to the different areas where you should put different individuals first. I feel you on that one. All right, Merv. I like that. Thank you for allowing us to dabble in that last topic. Now we coming back to wrap up for real now.
Yeah. Now it's a wrap.
What are your thoughts? How do you what topic stood out the most to you tonight? Like, did you feel triggered in the background?
No. Not really. Not many things trigger me.
So the cat story,
No, I mean, I thought it was some dumb shit. Like, why the fuck? Like, why?
Right.
Who the fuck is putting their titty inside a motherfucking animal mouth? I don't give a fuck whether it's a cat, dog, whatever. Who the fuck is
Right.
doing that? You have your titty, your nipple in the fucking animal mouth.
Why?
Why?
That's what I
Exactly.
want to know.
Why?
That makes no motherfucking sense to me. And she should have been goddamn kicked off the goddamn plane. Now, if it's
I think
already in
she
the air, then no.
was.
If they're already in the air, no. But if they saw that shit before they took off, she should have been escorted.
Yeah.
I mean, you
Well,
got
my question is, where is the actual baby that should have been breastfeeding? Because, like, her milk.
Oh yeah, I didn't even think about that. Like she had
Like,
to have milk.
Where
like,
is the
let's see-
baby?
Well, maybe she
There's
just
a
put it in his
baby. There's a
mouth.
reason
Oh
why
my
her
God.
milk is being generated. And it's not just because of this cat. You just can't. I can't go find a cat and put a cat in the nipple and milk come out. That's just not how it works. So where
Oh my
is
God.
baby
I didn't even think
for the
about
reasoning
that.
behind why this woman is able to lactate? That's my question.
Ooh.
Anywho, look at Merv. Merv is like, you know what? That's a good
That's a
question.
point.
Where is the baby?
Yeah.
that's a good
I didn't even
goddamn
think about
point.
that.
So now I'm thinking, not only do she need to damn be arrested for public. Well, I don't know. You gotta make up some kind of word for that shit. Public
Bestiality.
Soldier or something.
What is it called? Bestiality.
Something like that.
Bestiality.
Yeah,
or something?
yeah, that. And she might be goddamn neglecting her goddamn kid. Because now she goddamn taking the titty from the cat mouth to the goddamn kid mouth.
Oh my God.
So now the goddamn kid's drinking cat snip. That's just fucked up.
Oh my God.
Merv, my goodness. All right. Is that your final thought, Merv?
Oh shit. Yeah, y'all had good topics. That y'all last time y'all talked about is always. I think you ask 100 people and you get 100 different damn answers. You get 100 different damn answers. I got my opinion on that, but that started a whole nother conversation, so I'm not even gonna give my opinion on that shit right there. And
I told you to stay on.
And this is this y'all shit. Listen, I'm on here Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. I'm good. I get all my shit out between them, especially on the Wednesday topic.
All right. Well, I thank you guys for coming on the show. We're going to do quick 2-minute final wrap-ups, and then Merv's going to thank our sponsors, and we're going to go get in this bed, y'all.
I'm ready.
All right. Kwashir, final thought. What stands out from you tonight? What do you want to leave? What was the most memorable impression of the show for you tonight? Topic, I mean.
The mental health one. I just feel it's really important for us as a community to be open to the ideas of mental health and to not professional mental health. Don't suffer in silence. Get help when you need it. And friends and family are great, but they're not professionals. So make sure you get the help that you need and deserve. So that way you're healthy mentally, physically, spiritually, and all the beautiful above.
Perfect. Thank you for that, Kwashir. T.
Well, I was gonna say what Kwashir said, but that, and then of course, love is love. I believe we're all, we all should have that right to love who we love, no matter what. And then of course the mental health stage, like you said, get help, live your best life, be the best version of yourself. I promise you, you won't regret it.
I feel you. What stands out to me is I ain't got to tell nobody my sexual past. It is what it is. Like it, love it, or not.
Or leave it.
Like it, love it, or leave it. And it is what it is, because I'm going to pour into you all the love that I have in my heart right now. And that doesn't mean that I was out running these streets being a hoe. It just means that I'm not comfortable with you having anything to throw back in my face if something goes down. And you got to feel comfortable enough in your space and yourself and your spouse. And your partner to be able to share and be open and be vulnerable. And we got to figure out how to tear those walls down and not go below the belt in moments of tension when you're in a relationship. So that's my final thought. Oh, and love is love too, because you want to go to bed with your rose and your double penetration dildo, you should be able to do that, and nobody should have
good.
Nobody
Good,
have a word to say about it. So go get you a rose. I don't know about that
Merv.
penetration dildo. I don't know about none of that, but love is love. All right, Merv, wrap us up, sir. Thank you for having us.
Look at Merv. You just he's looking like he's shocked and stunned. He heard that dildo and rose. He just like got stuck.
So all y'all motherfuckers got roses?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Yeah. Somebody.
I don't need one.
Somebody pleaded the fifth because they didn't say shit, but
one grabbing her hair and the other one sipping on some scissor. You know.
Hey, okay. Let's see. Everything y'all said about the mental health, I agree with. But don't be out there doing bad shit or doing fucked up shit or doing criminal shit, and then automatically you're gonna try to tell everybody it's the mental health. Okay, no, motherfucker, you might just be a criminal, or it's just some bad motherfuckers in the world. So don't try to use that as your defense if you're doing some fucked up shit. You need to go to jail or you need to go to prison, whatever the consequence that comes with it. All right, so don't do some fucked up shit talking about, oh, I need help mental health. No, you should have got that shit before you did that goddamn crime or whatever the fuck that you did. T, you said love is love. Now I agree with that. I think partly, and y'all don't agree with that statement either. Love is love. Y'all don't agree with that. Y'all lied this whole goddamn podcast talking about love is love. Because y'all talk shit about that damn lady that was loving the damn cat that was giving the breast milk in the goddamn mouth. So
that wasn't love.
That is love. So if love is love, y'all won't be talking shit about the goddamn lady doing the breastfeeding the damn cat. So love ain't love.
Oh my god.
Not all the way.
Love is love in those 4 pictures. Okay.
Oh, okay. I got you.
Right. I don't know what's that. Oh god.
Hey. Let's see. Mel talk about the sexual partners. Yeah, once you get a certain age, I mean, it really don't matter once you get a certain age. You in your 20s, yeah, you gonna want to know. But only thing I agree is like, if it's somebody I know, if you fuck somebody I know, then I need to know.
Yeah, I agree with that.
That's my only thing. If you fuck somebody I know, then I need to know. Other than that, I don't give a fuck. Yeah, so that's my parting shots. Great show tonight. Y'all know I love the several topics, and we touch on it. We deep dive on different ones. So shout out to Stacks, Sean, Mark, Becca, Tina B, 3-Team General Tazon, Nick, Facebook group, everybody that supports us and continue to watch us. Shout out to Facebook Live, YouTube Live, Blackjack TV, Zingle TV app, channel 199, 198. Shout out to Mile High Radio Station. Shout out to Blast Music, and our behind the scenes sponsors and partners that we are working with. That's going to help us take this to another level. We appreciate you. And if everybody else is good.
Good show, ladies. Hey.
When's the next one? I'm ready.
Every other Sunday, sis.
Okay.
That's my sis, y'all. Every other Sunday. Thank you guys. I really appreciate you coming on to support the show tonight. I love you guys from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for always supporting me and everything that I do. And thank you, Murph, for giving us this opportunity to share our perspectives on the guys. Peace.
Gang.
Hey.